Good afternoon. Thanks for being with us for News Center Maine at noon. I'm Amanda Hill. Let's start things off with a look outside with Ryan Breton. Ryan, we started again with that fog, but you were right. It burned off pretty quickly.
Yeah, a little faster process compared to this time yesterday, Amanda. A lot of sunshine across most of the state right now. It's 76 in Portland, 81 in Bangor. Lots of sunshine there in Bar Harbor at 74, and up at Sugarloaf, just a few clouds up there, 75 degrees. Now, most places are fairly sunny at the moment. We just have some cumulus clouds that are popping up inland. There is still a bank of low clouds and some fog, though, sitting out in the Gulf of Maine. So if you're at the southern Maine beaches and you look offshore, you can probably see it in the distance. And this is starting to come on to parts of the mid-coast. So it may turn cloudy here around the mid-coast and parts of Penobscot Bay for a while this afternoon, with that bank of clouds just kind of coming in off the ocean. Otherwise, there isn't much on the radar. There's a strip of showers just to our northwest, but I don't think we'll see much rain today. Most places will remain dry. Up around 80 degrees inland. We do have a light sea breeze at the coast, but it's a muggy sea breeze. The dew point's in the mid-60s now from Rockland down to Portsmouth. Not quite as muggy up in the mountains. More comfortable there with dew points that are in the 50s. So for the rest of the afternoon, you can see this model here kind of indicating that bank of low clouds and fog. That may come into parts of the mid-coast. Otherwise, it's mainly sunny to the south, mainly sunny and down East Maine, maybe a stray shower inland, but I don't expect much more than just an isolated shower this afternoon or this evening. Still going to be fairly mild and muggy tonight. We're in for another warm day tomorrow, and then heading into the weekend, we get a break from the high humidity. I'll be back with much more on that coming up in a few minutes.
Ryan, thank you. We begin now with a heads up that police in Saco are still searching for a missing 17-year-old girl. They say Mackenzie Samaglia was last seen in Portland on Saturday. They say she is 5'1" with blonde hair and blue eyes. If you've seen her or you know where she might be, you are asked to call Saco Police at 207-282-8216. Auburn Fire and Police are wrapping up their response to a deadly crash on the southbound side of Washington Street near Miami Avenue. Traffic is still being diverted at Ness Oil into the Washington Street northbound lane. That intersection at Washington and Miami is expected to be open soon. We will bring you updates on that crash on air and online as we learn more. The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office is investigating a deadly crash in Glenburn. Deputies say they got an automatic crash notification from a phone on Phillips Road late last night. Deputies say a motorcycle had crashed into the woods and the driver was dead by the time first responders arrived. No other people were involved in the crash. The wife of a man shot by an Oxford County Sheriff's deputy in Brownfield on Monday is disputing the details shared by law enforcement. She says her husband was having a mental health crisis and needed specialized care. News Center Maine's Christian Horsa has the story.
I felt more terrorized and violated by law enforcement than the incident of the day with my husband. And that's a sad fact.
Heather Junkin's husband, Eric Junkins, was shot by an Oxford County Sheriff's deputy on Monday after he reportedly pointed a gun towards law enforcement. Heather says that's not the full story.
He was definitely having a mental health issue, and that I wanted my husband to go and get mental health help.
Before police arrived, Heather says she and Eric were having a disagreement, during which he pointed a BB gun towards her and fired.
Me, it hit the ground, not even close to me. Like I said, I wasn't scared. I didn't take it as a threat. I took it as leave me alone.
Afterwards, she says he threw a 9mm handgun in her direction, which she says also wasn't threatening. During that time, she was on the phone with her brothers, and one of them called the police. According to the Oxford County Sheriff's Office, they were called to the scene over a domestic dispute. When police arrived, Heather says she told an Oxford County Sheriff's deputy her husband had previously said he wanted to die of suicide by cop, and he needed a mental health specialist.
He said that is something that that they can't do.
Maine State Police says while troopers were on scene, the state was not asked for additional crisis resources. According to the Sheriff's Office, a deputy shot Eric in the hands when he raised a gun towards police. At that time, Heather was down the road away from the scene.
They did not communicate with him to put a firearm down. I was within earshot. They didn't do anything to try and communicate with him.
A judicial warrant shows a BB gun was involved in the shooting. Eric was taken to Mass General for treatment. Because of the domestic violence terrorizing charges against him, Heather says she has not been able to speak with her husband or learn his condition.
That's not right.
As is standard procedure, the deputy involved has been put on leave while the Attorney General's office investigates. In Brownfield, Christian Harsa, News Center, Maine.
News Center Maine did reach out to the Oxford County Sheriff's Office, which has not responded. The Attorney General's office told us it did not have any more information to provide at this time. A woman who was shot in Whitefield, New Hampshire last week has now died from her injuries. The New Hampshire Attorney General's office says Amy Blake died from a gunshot wound to the head. Her death has been ruled a homicide. Investigators say her son, Eric Blake Jr., shot her and 2 other family members at a home in the Hilltop Manor trailer park. Authorities say he then shot and killed himself. One of the other victims, Blake Jr.'s brother, is in critical condition. Police say their father is expected to survive. A man from Guilford is facing charges for murder and aggravated assault after an incident that police say left a man dead and a woman in critical condition. It happened Sunday on Pine Street in Guilford. Police say Ryan Carlton killed Brent Dorr and assaulted another woman with what's described in court documents as a dangerous weapon. She was taken to the hospital in critical condition. The chief medical examiner has ruled Dorr's death a homicide. Court records show Carlton has a lengthy criminal history. He was convicted in 2021 on animal cruelty charges after killing his father's cat with a frying pan. Last year, he was ordered to serve 25 days in jail for assaulting a police officer in Dover Foxcroft. He is still on probation for that incident, and he is now being held without bail. He is expected to be back in court next month. Law enforcement in Cumberland County are warning now about a scam involving jury duty. According to the sheriff's office, a person identifying themselves as a lieutenant has been calling people and telling them they either missed jury duty or need to report for duty. The sheriff's office says law enforcement officers have no involvement with jury service. If you do get a call or a text from someone making this claim, officials say you should just hang up. If you have questions, you are encouraged to reach out to your local police department.